So today is Monday, the 11th of April. I'm doing this on my phone because I can't get up to the computer. I've shingles again. They come up on Saturday. I was due to have chemo on this Wednesday coming, but and I was meant to go in tomorrow for an appointment with my oncologist. I phoned them up this morning because I didn't think that there was going to be much point in me like get in tomorrow because I know that they'll not give me chemo whenever I have active shingles. So they called me into the hospital today anyway. I needed to get my arm checked up upon because it has been killing me. So I had an X-ray and stuff done of that, and the doctor thinks I have tendonitis. So they're gonna refer me for physio, and I need to just continue taking painkillers for it because it is actually killing me. It is so painful. Um, I get into like I just ended up sitting like crying for half an hour because of everything that went wrong with my pick line today. I was meant to have it done by my district nurse, but whenever they were telling me on the phone to come into hospital today, they told me not to worry about the district nurse doing it, that it would be done in hospital. Um, my district nurse came out today, her name's Karen, because they didn't let her know obviously in time, and I told her, no, it's okay, I don't need you to do it, they're going to do it in hospital at the cancer unit. Like, let me make that very clear, at the cancer unit. So she was like, okay, no problem, and she would see me next week. So whenever they were redressing my pick line was horrific. It was as if they'd never done it before. Um, the girl who was doing it, she ended up pulling the pick line out by like 2 odd centimeters. Her gloves were getting stuck to the clip. She then My pick line goes down my arm, so it's facing towards my elbow. For some reason, she decided to spin it up towards my head. Then the other nurse like gasped and told her, no, put that back down. That line isn't meant to move. Again, at this stage, the pick line is already massively out of my arm. They then dressed it. The dressing went to about a half a centimeter above where the actual line goes into my arm, which is no good. Whenever they were taking the old dressing off, they ripped off my skin, which started to bleed. Didn't bother putting any gauze on top of it, just put a sticky bandage over the top of it, like onto broken skin. Then the bandage, like the fresh dressing that I already put on, started to come off whenever I was sitting there. I'm like, this is already coming off and it's too close to the edge. So they just put another one over the top. Everything went wrong. I got stressed out. I ended up crying my eyes out whenever I get into the house. I'm like, did they just see me coming and go, whose mind isn't on the job today? Who's the least competent person here? Give her to her. It's every single time. And I'm convinced, and no one can convince me otherwise, that because I've had, before, let me just reel it back a minute. Karen, my main midwife, unbelievable, so good. There was another district nurse, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Um, there was another district nurse that came out, she was amazing. All of the other district nurses have been awful. They don't even bother measuring it, never mind like cleaning round the cap before they flush it. Um, Everyone, whenever I had my hospital stay, all of the staff were amazing. But everybody else that has ever dealt with this pick line is incompetent. It is so important that round the actual opening to the line is cleaned before it's flushed or anything like that. Because if there's so much as one wee tiny bit of bacteria, they flush it into my system, and that is where I'm convinced that I've ended up with sepsis from, because the line hasn't been being looked after properly. Um, I flagged it up to Karen, who was amazing. She was off. That's why I had been having all these different district nurses come out. I flagged up the problem to her, and she said she'll take care of it. And she was like infuriated, visibly infuriated, um, and explained all the different reasons why these things need to be done. Like between them not measuring it, not cleaning the cap, not changing the cap. And then today in the cancer unit with trained nurses. It was like, I don't know, it was something like out of a sketch show. There were three of them in, and no one seemed to know what they were doing. No one cared how much of this had come out of my arm. So now it wouldn't surprise me whether I had to have like the entire line changed because it's moved so much. Like, I don't think they're able to push that back in because goodness knows what infection it could take along with it. I'm gonna, I phoned as soon as I pulled myself together. I actually ended up crying on the phone, but I phoned Karen, and she said she'll have someone out to me. If it's not her herself, she'll have someone out to me to redress this all tomorrow because, again, the bandages are already hanging off. Um, I'm gonna ask her how to make a formal medical complaint because it's medical negligence. I can't even speak negligence at this at this point. Um, like I thought, whenever you're being treated for cancer, you will get, like the absolute top of the top sort of care that, knowing how serious like these things are. Like the PICC line can't move. They give it like a centimeter or so in each side wiggle room, but they need to know exactly how long it is because it's so close to your heart. If it goes in too much, it goes into your heart. It can flick up into your neck. And remember, this is where chemotherapy is being pumped into me. Poison. So, and as well as that, as I've just explained, like any bacteria around that cap, it needs to be cleaned with alcohol and changed and everything before they flush it because they could be flushing God only knows what and it goes direct to your heart. Which is, if there's bacteria there, it's deadly. So like, I just feel like I don't even know if I want to continue treatment because the care has been so crappy. They asked me today, did I phone the chemo helpline over the weekend? And I'm like, no, there's no point because no one ever answers. And they were like, oh no, there's always someone there because they put it through to a different. And I was like, no, they don't. I have phoned multiple times at the weekend and no one answers. I flagged that up with the nurse and they said they would look into it. I had to ring the emergency out of hours doctor to get antivirals because there wasn't even any point in ringing the chemo helpline because it's unmanned at the weekend. As soon as 6 o'clock rolls around on a Friday, they're off until Monday morning. I just feel like the care is just terrible. That's it anyway. I'm getting really upset and stuff again. But I thought like I would update you on this week's new trauma. It feels like dealing with this disease is bad enough and you're meant to stay stress free and I can't because the care just isn't there. Um Hopefully this week I'll look up, but I've had enough now at this point. I'm gonna find out how to make a proper medical complaint and put it in. Because I know that they don't really care that much, but at the end of the day, this is my life, and if they don't start taking their job seriously, they're gonna end up killing me quicker than the cancer would by itself. Right. Sorry for such a miserable intro to the vlog, and sorry that it's on my phone again. I'm just sore, I'm sick, I'm not very well, and I'm stressed and upset now too, so sitting at my computer is a no-no. But I'm gonna get a cup of tea and I'm gonna lie down for a while because otherwise I'm actually gonna have myself so tightly wound that I'll snap. Welcome to the vlog. I will talk to you again probably tomorrow to let you know how I get on then. But until then, I will see you in a brief moment. So today is Friday the 15th of April. Sorry about that like first video for this update this week. I was fit to be tied. Wasn't having the best time at all. The nurse came out the following day. Karen, she is amazing. She is like the benchmark where I've set all my care from, and I think that's why I've been so disappointed all the time, because she's just so good. So she came out on Tuesday, it would have been, and redressed my pick line and everything and measured it, and it legitimately now cannot move so much as even a fraction of a millimeter, or else it's going to need redone, because it's out to the capacity that it can be. I think they said that they give it either like 2 centimeters either way movement, and mine is out by the full whack, so it can't move at all now. So I'm just hoping and keeping my fingers crossed that I get Karen for the rest of my treatment, because I know whenever they're bogged down with a lot of work and stuff, then different nurses and stuff have to come out. But I know if it's her, everything's going to be done like to the letter. So just please keep your fingers crossed for that, because I know I'll be fine if I have her for dressing changes and stuff. But yeah, sorry about that intro. I wanted to record it because it was real. That's exactly how I was feeling. I was crying, I was pissed off, I was just raging about everything that had just went on. So I was like, well, the whole point of this is to show you like the really real stuff, and if I don't record that, then I'm well, of course I'm being genuine, but I want to include everything for you guys so that you can see all the ups and downs and stuff like that. I think I'd mentioned I got diagnosed with tendonitis in this arm, so I've been resting it, and I thought that with the rest it would have got better, but it's starting to feel like it's getting worse and getting less movement in it. I can't straighten the arm out. I can't do it. It's far too painful. Like, with all of the pain and stuff that I have suffered so far, like through this journey with the surgery and blah blah blah, you guys already know all the different aches and pains and stuff that I've had, and the different things that I'm like taking painkillers for. I have never had a pain like this to this extreme, where I'm taking cocodamol, I have Oromorph, and taking those two things together do not cut through this pain. It is so bad, it's unbelievable. It feels like the muscle, it's like, whoa. It's all centered around this area, and it's radiating up and then up into the back of my arm, which was already sore from having my lymph nodes taken out. But if I try and straighten my arm at all, it feels like it's tearing apart from the inside. It's horrible. Like, it's not burning, it's like ripping sensation. But they've already told me and stuff, because I knew they were going to think that it was a clot or something like that, which I'm fairly certain of it isn't, because there's no like, you can't see anything from the outside. I'm not swollen, red. There's even doing that with sore my wrist. Oh, right, hold on a minute. I'm tucking this down here, and then I'll not be moving it. There's nothing on the outside to indicate that there's anything wrong, but the sensation inside my arm is not even funny. It's horrible. Which sucks, because I'm right armed. No, right-handed. What am I talking about? I'm right-handed, so having to rest this and do everything with my left hand, which has this arm, after like everything that went on with the pick line, was already aching, so I just felt like a wee bird with 2 broken wings. This arm's not so bad now, so at least, you know, like, I can lift a cup, you know, do stuff with my left arm. But even like, I'll keep going to lift this, and I don't know why, because it's not like you can see anything anyway, but even like touching the skin on this arm in the affected areas is painful. So tendonitis, I looked it up because I was fairly certain it wasn't something that was going to kill me, so I just looked it up on the internet. Is basically like your tendons and stuff get inflamed. I'd spoke to my brother, and he actually said that he had it, and it was very painful for him as well, but he described it as your muscle ends up getting like sort of a bit tangled in the tendon, so instead of the muscle lying straight, it's like not, and that's where the pain comes from. But I don't know exactly. What I just read online was the tendon becomes very inflamed, so you need to rest it and then physio. The doctor has referred me for physio, but this is the NHS, and like we are blessed in the UK to have the NHS, but the waiting times are ridiculous. So all I can do really is rest it, and then the hospital told me just keep on taking painkillers. But you can't stay on morphine, you know what I mean? This is how you end up with like serious problems later on down the line. So I'm trying to only take it whenever I really, really have to. And then just suffering the rest of the time. But it's only sore whenever I try to move it. So if I try and keep movement to a minimum, then that's the thing. But yeah, like I don't even know how this has happened, but it feels like I was very naive going into cancer treatment, as I feel probably most people are. You know, you're always expecting the treatment to be like the main cause of your ailments and, you know, not feeling well and everything. I never once factored in how all of the side effects and different ailments that you get that are probably brought on by the chemotherapy would factor in. So whenever they told me my treatment plan, I'm like, great, be done by chemo by the end of the May, or by the, right, by the end of May. Then I'll be on to radiation and then onto my hormone therapy. So probably by the end of the year I'll start to feel good. I was never expecting all these pushbacks. Constant shingles, which I got again last Saturday. I'm pretty sure I told you that. Like my arm, like all the sepsis and the neutropenia, all these different things to be happening to me along the way that were going to like push back the treatment and cause it to last even longer. You know, so that's one thing I would say to any of you guys who are just about to embark on your cancer treatment journey. Your end date is a very rough sort of time frame of when you might be ending, because it may indeed stretch a bit longer than that, as I'm finding out. But I mean, I can't really complain too much. Yes, sepsis is life-threatening, but it was caught in time. And I suppose, like, compared to maybe how chemo and different treatments would have been, say, like 10, 15 years ago, I think that we do get a much lighter time with it, because whenever you do find like medications that can help with your sickness and everything, then it's obviously a lot easier. I've had some rough times with sickness, as you know, but I'm just hoping, fingers crossed anyway, that this Wednesday they'll give me chemo. My antivirals for that round of shingles that I took are almost done. The rash is like dried out and everything. If it wasn't for my arm, I'd be feeling a lot better. So I'm just hoping that I do get it, because keeping on pushing it back over and over again is not ideal, and I just want it over me. I'm halfway through. I just hope that every round from here on out isn't a pushback. Is it docetaxel? I think it is that I'm moving on to next. So they'll give me that in a completely different way. Before they were just sitting with syringes slowly pumping it into my PICC line. This is a drip. Obviously the first round of it, I'll be there for slightly longer, just obviously to make sure I have no allergic reactions or anything like that, as it is a brand new drug. But I'm just hoping that it all goes smoothly from here on out, because it's starting to do my head in a wee bit. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this wee bit of the update anyway, but I'm sure something will happen by tomorrow. It always does. But yeah, I only updated now. Like, I know it's a few days after my last update, but there hasn't been much to report on. I've basically just been resting my arm and trying to stay like non-stressy, because I have been like, the amount of stress I put myself under on Monday just from everything happened. I am surprised I didn't give my shingles, because it seems to be stress related. But anyway, I will catch you guys hopefully tomorrow with just a wee quick update, you know. So here goes. So today is Saturday the 16th of April, and
I haven't really got that much to report or anything like that, but I just wanted to wrap up this week's vlog anyway. Yes, the room is a mess. I have to get it all sorted out tomorrow. I'm hoping chemo's going to go ahead on Wednesday. I'm not going to find out anyway until Tuesday, and I think that they'll want me probably to come into the hospital, but I'll be able to fill you guys in on that anyway in next week's vlog. You will know whether I've had chemo or not, because it'll probably be another bed vlog, because I know how rubbishy I feel. Hopefully it'll not be too bad. Apparently they said that with its dosa something or other, the new drug is, that it's not so much sickness that is the common side effect with it. It is diarrhea. Big smiles. So I'm hoping that's not the case anyway. But we'll soon find out. If you celebrate Easter, that is happening today, because it'll be Sunday whenever you guys are watching this. So if you celebrate Easter, happy Easter. And if you don't, then happy chocolate day. But yeah, I've still got my wee wounded wing. I'll show you. It's all like dressed up this side this time, because that's where all my skin came off. It's not feeling anywhere near as sore as it had been, thankfully, but my arm, I'm still living life as Salt Bae. I have to walk around like doing this, because I can't straighten this arm out fully. So I am the real life embodiment of Salt Bae. It's definitely starting to get on my wick at this point, because I haven't got full function in my arm, which is a bit crappy, but I'll just keep on resting it. I actually feel like it's getting stiffer though with resting it. It's getting harder to stretch out. But I'm going to phone my GP. They'll be back on Wednesday, so I'll phone them in the morning before I go to hospital. Fingers crossed, because if I'm going to hospital on Wednesday, it means I'm going for chemo, which means another one of these horrible things is over me, and then I'll only have 2 left after that. But yeah, that's all really. I just wanted to come on and thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it so much. What I was thinking was we could do like a wee question of the week, I suppose. So if you have a question for me, fire it down in the comments and I'll just answer one at random at the end of next week's vlog. I was thinking that that's maybe an idea that we could do going forward, is if you want to ask me a question, I'll just pick one at random and answer it at the end of every vlog. So feel free to do that if you have any questions. What else? Yes, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here and sticking with me, even though I've been as flaky as an old painted fence with like uploads and stuff like that. But again, I will only ever miss uploading or making a video or putting something out if I'm really, really not up to it. And obviously I've missed two haven't been on schedule, one because I was so sick, and then the other one obviously I was in hospital, so I couldn't. But yeah, I hope that your week ahead treats you well. I'll be keeping you up to date with everything along next week's journey. Hopefully it'll be a good one and not another bad one. But see, at the end of the day, I can't even really complain, because I always knew it was going to be a fight, you know. I maybe just I'd been a bit naive in my own head, but I'm still breathing, and that's the aim of it all, you know. So yeah, I will catch you guys next week. Thank you so much. Sorry this was a bit of a shorter one, but it was quite dramatic. We did start off quite dramatic. But anyway, I'll see you all next week. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, share it with your friends, and thank you for your comments in advance, because they really do pull me through the worst times. So until next week, I will see you then.